Alright guys, it's been a while since I made a little video inside the garage. Maybe a quick update. The Maverick has been in the shop since it shit the bed. Turns out I need a whole new engine, wiring harness and all that, so that's being taken care of. But as you can see from the previous video, me and Elizabeth bought bikes. She got, was it a 2008 CRF 150F? Everything was completely stock on it, had very low hours, so I put a new rear tire on it, new front tire on it, bark busters. Great little bike for her to start out on. I got a 2008 KTM 300 XC. I had an amazing time on it the first few rides, then ran into some issues with idling and whatnot, and the bike was dying, fouling plugs. So it turned out that the gentleman that I purchased it from, whenever he put the new air filter in it, he didn't make a proper seal around the side. It sucked in a ton of shit. The carb was completely packed and gooped with fly ash, dust, you name it. The valves are fine, the head's fine. I have a new plug in it. I got it running today, but I've come to the conclusion that this thing was just jetted completely incorrectly for the way that I want to ride as far as woods and single track go. I have it written down what was in it. So it had 175 main, a 38 pilot. The needle is unknown to me. It doesn't have any indication marks on it, no numbers, nothing. It's just running on the third groove. There's a little clip there, and there are 5 grooves on there that you can run to dictate how rich or how lean your bike is running. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change that to a N2ZW. Now, when I got the bike, it came with a whole jetting kit, power valve springs, main jets, pilot jets. Now, I haven't worked on a two-stroke in an extremely long time, so I feel like this is going to be trial and error. But I did a lot of research on what to do to jet it, how to jet it for my riding style. Also, a guy recommended to me actually an app, the Ktm Jetting App on your Apple store and your Google Play or whatever it is, and it's actually extremely convenient. You type in your bike, and it'll pull up all the jettings, the main jettings and all that it comes with, what your availabilities are. But also it takes in the weather channel, like your weather app. It does, your sea level, the temperature, the humidity, everything like that, because that all is important in jetting. So what it gave me was a 168 main, a 35 pilot, N2ZW needle on clip 4, air screw, 1 turnout. That's something that I noticed on this carb, is the air screw on it, which is right here. That's the little air screw right here. It's a little flathead in there. It was backed out beyond this point, and I'm guessing that might have had a little bit of indication of why it was running shitty. Now, this is your main jet. It's a 6mm, and like I said, I'm running a 168. The numbers are going to be right on the sides of these jets. I don't know if I can find it. So it's right here on this side. I don't know if you could read it or not. Deep in this little hole, it's a flathead. That's your pilot jet. And as I said, I'm going to be running a 35, which is what I already replaced. This one that was in it was a 38. So like I said, I replaced it with a 35. And then I'm going to take this little clip off the needle, and put it on this, what is it, N2ZW on the 4th clip down. That's what's recommended. This is your slide. Make sure that this is clean and polished. I cleaned the carb as well as I could with carb cleaner. Your needle slides right inside of it. It goes right through that hole down there at the bottom. And then this is for your throttle cable. This will screw in on top of it. This is also a 6mm. And your throttle cable obviously slides in right there. Make sure that you get this spring on your throttle cable before you do it. And there is a little groove right there. And make sure that you get that slid down right through the top. It'll lock the throttle cable in there. That's very important. I haven't done any adjustments to the float here. I might look into that a little bit more, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this out and see how it goes. Because it's really not that hard. This is very straightforward. It's not like you have to do a certain amount of turns on the jets. You just have to snug them down very lightly. The biggest thing is your air screw over here. I actually snapped off this idle screw inside the carb, so I just spent the past 2 hours getting that bastard out. You know, heating up a screwdriver with a torch and melting it into the plastic to screw it out. So that's in. So hopefully that'll solve the issue. Also, another thing that I like to show for future reference, this thing shorted out the first day that I had it. This is your ignition wire on top of your spark plug. For those that don't know, this is actually 2 separate pieces. So this is one piece that goes right up to here, and your spark plug cap is a second piece. This doesn't come as one kit. This wire actually pulls out of this spark plug cap. Inside here, there's wires. In here, there's a little metal, looks like a little dart that goes inside a hole inside this this black wire, and it makes a connection to this ignition wire. So just that for future reference. I didn't know that. I ended up pushing the bike all the way home, and once I got everything apart, I noticed that this wasn't plugged in all the way. And yeah, I cleaned the filter with Dawn dish soap because it was filthy, because like I said, it wasn't sealed properly. And I used this PJ1 foam filter, sprayed it down, and then you wear your little doctoral gloves and rub the fluid in there, make sure it's gummy and sticky. And all right, I'll give an update. Hopefully I can get this thing running good. If not, well, then I'm shit out of luck. But all right, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.